So let's talk about Saturn in Aries. It's been there for a little while now, and it's going to be in Aries until the end of April 2028. So a couple more years of the great wise Saturn being in the sign of initiation and pioneering ideas, the fire sign. Saturn in the natal chart, in general, your natal chart placement of Saturn, it's a great and wise teacher. The lessons that Saturn provides are not always easy, and sometimes they can feel challenging, and they can ask you to do what you don't feel like doing. But the gifts that Saturn blesses you with, once that work is done, once that achievement is completed, is the greatest success that you'll ever experience. Saturn is a relatively slow moving planet. It's an earth planet. It's about where spirit meets matter. And so it's about the earth. It's about embodiment. It's about the crystallization of spirit and energy, and where those outer planets that come after Saturn and all of their spiritual energy takes shape and form. It meets the path through Saturn, and then in Saturn and through Saturn it takes shape and form and is created and molded, manifested into something tangible, lasting and real. So wherever Saturn is in your natal chart, there is work to be done in order to recreate that connection between spirit and matter, your personal connection between spirit and matter. You are a human being in a physical body of flesh. You are walking a physical earth. Every soul needs to reconnect with spirit, God, the cosmos, whatever you want to call it, and experience those higher energies, those higher ideals, and have those manifest and come through the physical life to be expressed. And so in that sense, Saturn is the gatekeeper, and where it's placed in your chart, it shows you where the gatekeeping is being done, where the door needs to be opened and might currently be closed, representing a block or a challenge for you to those higher, more idealistic spiritual energies. And so that there is the gate that needs to be opened through the sign it's in, the house it's in, and the aspects that it makes to your other planets. But Saturn is also the planet of self-sufficiency and isolation. And so it really is suggesting that this great work of yours to make this connection as above, so below, the connection between man and spirit, or earth and cosmos, or spirit and matter, you need to do that work alone, in isolation. Actually, nobody can really help you with it. In other ways, in other parts of your chart, yes, there can be collaboration and support that's all connected to everything. But ultimately, the work of Saturn and what it is showing you in your chart is work that you need to do alone. And the work that you do alone, and the work that you spend a great deal of time and effort on, and that feels challenging, is the most rewarding, because nothing worth having ever comes easy. And that's Saturn's wisdom. So transit Saturn in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the fire sign, with everything I've described about what Saturn is, about its ability to embody and form and manifest and make tangible this spiritual energy and spiritual ideas, our spirit that we've lost touch with. Transit Saturn in Aries is an opportunity for all of us generally to embody and crystallize this fire energy, this original spark of life. The original initiation of life on Earth came through Aries. And Saturn moving through Aries is our opportunity to bring that original spark of life back through into matter, into our bodies again. It's how we've got this opportunity to bring fire into our lives on an individual and a collective basis. But also, Aries represents ideas. It's the initiator, the ideas, the pioneering one, the boldly stepping forward and leading kind of energy. And so here we each have an opportunity to really embody our own pioneering ideas, our own initiations of projects, ideas, things that we want to do, who we want to become, relationships we want to form. We have an opportunity to make those things real if we have the Aries courage to initiate and act upon them, and if we have the discipline and the focus to work hard in a Saturnian way on them. So it's not something that's necessarily going to come easy, but we have this opportunity to become self-sufficient and independent in some area of our life. So wherever transit Saturn is currently in your natal chart, whichever house it sits in your natal chart, there is an opportunity for you to develop self-sufficiency and independence. For example, transit Saturn moving through the second house. There you have an opportunity to crystallize, form, and shape your unique skills and talents, and then use those to earn yourself self-sufficient and independently created income and resources for yourself. So you can place that Saturn and you can ask yourself, what does that house mean? And in what way does Saturn help me to use my initiation and to create self-sufficiency and independency in that area of life? What ideas, what visions, what pioneering ideals do you have that you can make real over the next 2 years of your life? How can you crystallize them, give them shape and form? Where can you personally lead and take charge of your life, take action in your life? In that house shows you the area where you need to take action. You need to make a bold move of some kind in order to bring something down into reality. And that house will show you exactly where over the next 2 years that you can do that, because Saturn is about a legacy, leaving a legacy. And Aries is about survival. It's about the fight to survive, the battle to survive. We can see some of these energies playing out at the moment in the messages that are being shared around the world about climate change. And are we actually going to survive as a planet and as a species? Well, we can if we're bold, if we take risks, if we do things in new and pioneering ways, and if we put discipline and effort and focus into them. Then over the next 2 years, we can reap the results. We can reap the rewards of those hard-earned lessons. So Saturn in Aries is asking everybody, what is your legacy? Your original natal placement of Saturn asks, what is your legacy? Where do you need to put that work and effort in? Where is the gate currently closed for you? And how do you need to open that gate? And how do you need to reconnect spirit with matter again and actually build something tangible? Then if you look to where transit Saturn is at the moment, that's where it's asking you to focus your efforts and attention and your ideas right now in order to link back to that original Saturn placement in your natal chart and the original mission that it has carved out for you in your life. So with Saturn moving through Aries, there is a fight to survive. There's definitely a fight to survive, and we're going to need courage. And we're going to need to take risks in order to do that. But also, it's about thriving, not just surviving. Saturn is saying, now we have an opportunity first to survive and then to thrive, but only if we break free from what we have been doing before and take initiative and action and effort. And where it is in the chart at the moment is your personal way of taking that initiation and effort and action. So Aries is the original spark that created life. It initiated life. It's the first sign of the zodiac, a fire sign. That first spark of life, the big bang, whatever you want to call it, the initiation of pure life. And Saturn is that spark crystallized into form, made tangible, given shape, given a body, given an earth to walk upon. And so in that way, those two energies have come together. Here's the life, here's the spark of life. and here's the vessel through which it is going to express itself. And right now, wherever transit Saturn is, you need to create a spark of life somehow, and you need to give it a vessel. You need to build that spark of life into something worthwhile through that particular vessel. So Saturn is going to be there, as I said, until April 2028. It's going to be a period of 2 years of initiation, action, sustained effort, courage. It's a moving fire energy sign. So there is movement, and action is absolutely at the heart of this. And then at the end of April 2028, when that Saturn moves on into Taurus, if we have been bold and brave and initiated our ideas and created the discipline and effort to shape and form those ideas and create something new and lasting out of those things that helps us personally, but also has some connection to helping others on a wider scale, then when it moves into Taurus, the fruits of that labor will then stabilize. Taurus is about stabilization and consistency, and it's an earth sign, so it brings it down to earth and plants the roots of what you have created in the last 2 years deep into the earth for stabilization. And therefore it provides resources. Taurus is about resources, and it will provide long-term growing stable resources for the years that follow if that work has been done in Aries. So look to your natal Saturn in your chart and ask yourself, what is my work? What is my legacy here that I am creating? What is it that I have to do that I don't feel like doing? How is it that I'm being asked to open the door between spirit and matter, between my connection to the universe and these higher ideals again? Where in my life do I need to embody wisdom, embody spirit in matter, embody my higher ideals and ideas and projects in truly into my body and into life, and the actions I take and the life I choose to build for myself and the ways in which I choose to contribute to society? What is that work, and how do I need to open the door? That's the original placement. And then look to where transit Saturn is in your natal chart and the house that it's moving through at this time, and any aspects that it's making to your original natal planets. And for the next 2 years, that is the particular focus of your original Saturnian work. For example, if you have Saturn in Scorpio in the 9th, originally in your natal chart, your original mission, first of all, is to do the inner healing work, the painful, dark, difficult inner healing Scorpio work. In the 9th house, you have a mission to open the gate, open the door to higher wisdom, to reopen the connection between you as a person and your sense of faith and meaning and purpose in life, your belief systems in life. Then, as, say, Saturn is moving through your 2nd house in the sign of Aries, you have this opportunity to create skills and talents and nurture skills and talents for yourself that are then going to help you create a self-sufficient and independent income and resources for yourself that will then help to stabilize you. And those original talents and skills will be what aids you in your healing journey. And the skills and talents that you develop is connected back to your Scorpio healing. They're healing talents, healing skills that you can earn money from. But they're also connected to the 9th house in terms of teaching and publishing. So you could learn to teach and publish at this time. And when Saturn moves into Taurus, those efforts land. They grow roots. They become sustained and sustaining for you. So I hope that's been helpful, and thank you for watching.